the issue between Ibom Air and their passenger. That's what I want to talk about this today. So I've been reading comments. I happened to watch that video, and I've seen all the people's opinions about the young girl and about what happened. For some comments, very sad. And some comments came with some level of wisdom and all of that. But from my position as a young adult mentor, I want to talk about some of the things that could have been, that if they were in place, could have averted that problem. Okay, so I am not privy to the things that happened before that video. Many of us are not. But there is another place where I saw another video where I saw the girl telling us that they are not letting her out. That was when the hostess was blocking her exit. And after that, that's just a short clip that they are not letting her out. And then we now see this viral video. And the first question that I asked when I was seeing all the comments and the posts, the first question I asked was, we are all making comments without seeing the other side or hearing the other side. How do we use a video that showed only where that girl was hitting, she hit the hostess, fine. But my question was, what transpired? Then again, why was she being blocked from coming down? I don't want to rush this. Okay, so if we are able to get exactly what happened behind, maybe we'll be able to give an appropriate, should I call it judgment, or appropriate opinion on what went down. That's not my problem now anyway. The issue that I want to talk about is just what could have been done to avert that, because I'm a young adult values coach and I wouldn't want to see any young adult go through this again. So the first thing that for me happened there was, because I heard that she didn't switch off her phone when she was told to switch off, I'm going to work with that. Taking simple instructions. So when you're giving instructions, it is expected that you follow the instructions. Why are you expected to follow instructions? You are expected to follow instructions because these instructions are going to save you from something that might go wrong when you are using whatever it is that the instruction came from. Okay, let's take for instance, you buy a washing machine. It comes with an instruction leaflet. If you do not read that instruction, you might put in your clothes wrongly, you might put in the liquid soap or the soap wrongly, you might just do something because you did not follow the instructions on the thing. And that might, at the end of the day, either spoil your clothes or spoil the machine. I know somebody might say this is not related, but wait. Even the Word of God gives us instructions and we are expected to follow. As to say, even God gives us instructions that we are expected to follow to achieve certain things in our life. So when you get into a space and you're given an instruction, please, as long as that instruction is not going to be a damage to you, as long as it's not going to cause you a problem, in this case, switching off your phone shouldn't be a problem. That is one, following instructions. Two, I'm now going to talk about emotional intelligence. That is emotional control. So, if peradventure the hostess told the girl to off the phone and she didn't put off the phone, emotional control says you take some time off to calm down. If you are angered, maybe as the hostess was angered, to calm down before you come back to talk about it. But my concern is that throughout the flight, I think 40 minutes, 45-minute flight, how did it not, why didn't the air hostess calm down within that time? So there was no, both of them were not able to control their emotions because one, with emotional intelligence, the young girl would have known that she should just put off her phone. And the hostess would have known to calm down, do some calming down exercises like breathing in and then reframing her thoughts before before the flight, landed Lagos. So that way they would have been able to handle the situation in a calm way. And probably she wouldn't have needed to start calling any security. Okay, I'll get to the calling of security. Now, I mentioned to right, following instructions, emotional control. Again, the reason why that emotional control, that period, that pause period between the time the plane started off to the time it landed, I'm sure they were not quarreling. I just hope they were not quarreling throughout that time because I don't think they should. Now, why emotional control will not take effect while the hostess will not calm down is because one, pride and ego. So that's number three, pride and ego. I believe the air hostess wanted to show this girl that I am the authority in this place. Albeit she did it wrong. So by trying to show her that she's the authority in this place, what did she do? She kept replaying what transpired between her and the girl in her mind. When you continue to replay the bad thing that someone said to you, did to you, or the embarrassment you felt from how somebody acted towards you, it feels the anger. It feels your rage. So within that space that you're supposed to have taken a pause, since you were not using it to take that calm pause, you were using it to, replay everything that happened and think of how you are going to punish this person. The anger didn't subside. There was no emotional control taking place. Instead, it was an awakening of rage. That was another reason why that situation went, escalated. So I mentioned instructions, taking instructions, emotional control, pride and ego. And then there is this taking offense. There's another thing. A lot of people do not understand that one of the things that helps us live peacefully and have peace of mind is the ability to not take offense. So you have to learn it. It's a skill you have to learn. And that it goes hand in hand with forgiveness. So when someone wrongs you, you feel terribly hurt and then you are offended. In order to not take offense, in order to not be offended, because offense is fueled by anger, offense is fueled by pride, it is fueled by ego. What do? You forgive. it would have been very easy to forgive that young lady. It would have been very easy to forgive that young lady. As long as she did not pose a threat to life. Everybody's screaming. You should have. I said she should have switched off. That's following instructions. But when again, if it did not happen that way, she put her phone on flight mode. So, according to the story, she could have forgiven her and not taken offense and moved on and would not have this. Because in as much as that girl has gone viral, she too has gone viral. So there's no way the bullies that are coming to that girl, some are also bullying her. So I don't even think that this thing that happened, that she too is at peace. The truth is, I don't think so. Even though, yes, I could see she helps, when disrespect the girl. But now again, there is another thing. Humility. What from the video, from the side of the hostess. So it was very easy to have allowed the girl to calm down. And I think maybe she felt it would be a the hostess now felt it would be a slap on her ego for her to just let the girl calm down. Remember, even if the girl calms down, it's very easy to arrest her, to accost her and then ask her why she did that in the plane. That's if the hostess really wanted to continue with that, if she had not used up the forgiveness aspect, not taking offense and emotional control. So it would have been very easy to humbly let the girl get down and tell the security men to pick her up and question her for why she disobeyed the instruction. So those are just the things I wanted you to pick and work on. So follow instructions, have develop and build your emotional control ability, do away with pride and ego. You really need to do away with it. The dirty pride, because there's the pride, the okay pride that you achieve something, you should be proud of yourself. But you see that one that makes you close your eyes to every form of reasoning, put it away. And then I talked about humility, right? And talked about humility. And what else? Can't remember right now, but watch the video to this point. You're going to get what I said. Please, 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 young people, follow instructions. The funny part? I went to class today, I was teaching. And while I turned to put up the diagram I was teaching about the eyes, put up the diagram of the rod on the board. My students started discussing, and you know the worst part. The discussion kind of tickled them maybe, and they were laughing out loud. Young people, they were laughing out loud. The first time I ignored, the second time I had to turn, I said, "Excuse me, do you know the meaning of honor?" I just asked her, well, do you know the meaning of honor? Do you know the meaning of self-respect and respect for others? They keep learning. Let's just keep teaching them. So I am here as a young adult values coach, and I help you cultivate these values and skills that will help you live your life peacefully, meaningfully, and purposefully. You don't need to go, you don't need the grab, but you need the confidence. You understand? You need the poise. You need the ability to know when to and when not to. You need discernment. And all of that can be learned at the Values of Mentorship program. And you can meet me for private one-on-one mentorship. The group mentorship is that of the Values Hub. It runs for 6 months. When you join the Values Hub, your life will take a turn for the best. I didn't say the better. Your life will take a turn for the best. Quote me anywhere. Quote me anywhere. See the flyer for more details. I'm going to put it up for some time for you to be able to read to the end. for more details. Yeah. Thank you so much for listening to this point.